So this video is about how to be when you're a certain age as a woman. For example, if you're a woman of 50 years old, if you're a woman of 60 years old, or if you're a woman of 40 years old, typically after your children have grown up and you're past menopause, for example. So the answer is don't be in a certain way. There are many people today that feel a need to go back to the female-male dichotomy, and they sort of go to our biological sex to get that understanding of their own feelings and their own role in society. So what they're holding on to then is the cycle, the menstrual cycle, and how that affects us as women, and how that makes us feel, and how we experience life, etc., based on our biological self, which is of course true that we can have some physical impact from having menstruation, but basically it's essentialism. It is to confuse you, the soul, your higher self, with the biological you, with who you are as a body, and you're not your body. And then if you identify too much with your body and the phases you'll go through as a woman, then you will fall into the trap that you're trying to fit into this role that people have carved out for you. And the problem of doing that is that you will feel it will start to become a problem, because you'll start to ask yourself what people expect from you, what you're expected to be doing at this certain age, what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. And the whole thing gets messed up, because you're not supposed to be in a certain way just because you're in a certain age. You have to just be expressing yourself the way you are. That's what makes you happy. So it's what I'm saying is like, try to fit in, but don't try to live up to some expectation of how you should behave and look at a certain age. I was at this festival recently, and I was going to sign up to workshops, and all the workshops that I wanted to sign up for, people said like, okay, no, but those workshops are for children. And so I couldn't, of course, sign up to those workshops. But thing is, I tend to attract children because I'm sort of on their level. We're talking like equals in a way. And it's not like I feel I'm not their caretaker. I don't know better, or I don't know how to handle children. I'm just there with them. I'm seeing them and communicating with them. And I think, irrespective of whether the person in front of you is a child or a grown-up person, the meeting of two souls is a very interesting encounter, because you see their life force and you see the life in their eyes, and there's something interesting. It's a unique individual in front of you that you can explore and connect with. And it's a sort of misunderstanding that you should be not expressing yourself, or not, being, it's not like you should be, God is intending you to be you just because you were created exactly the way you are. You're one expression of the universe, of God herself. So God intends you to be exactly who you are. And when the Buddhists say you should be empty, that means just that you should be experiencing life. You should not try to be somebody, and not try to be nobody either, because you're there as this unique leaf on the tree, and you're beautiful as you are, and you're there to experience and see other people and just enjoy their presence and connect with them. And this is, where the mind gets in the way, because you start to ask yourself how to behave. And I don't know if you've ever been to these modern museums of art. And, it's interesting. Sometimes you see these paintings, they're just splattered paint on the canvas, and then they walked all over it, and then they hang it on the wall. And I don't know if you realize what their message is. Their message is just splatter paint on the canvas. And then if you like to, you can just walk all over it, or you can just make a mess of it with your hands. Just do whatever you feel like. That's their message. It's not like, come here and admire the piece of art that I put up on this wall. It's like the meta message. And yeah, so God does not want you to conform. God wants you to pay attention to your fellow human beings. God wants you to see others, and God wants you to be you so that others can see you. God does not put a certain age on people, or a certain gender, or a certain, cycle. It's not like you can use these things to understand your body, to understand who you are, but don't put your don't have an identity. Don't identify with your body, your cycle, your this or your that. So yeah, don't shock people too much. Fit in, but don't. Namaste.